We up and streaming. This in. Juice. While it's going in, yep, we're streaming now. Let me angle my camera. Ooh, that's a little too far up, maybe. I think that gives us a good look at the build area. Get my screwdriver. Okay. All right. Welcome, welcome. I assume I'm being heard, yeah? Let me cut the volume up. All right. That should be good, yeah? Okie dokie. So, today's build. Again, time is limited. I got about an hour on this one. So I'll quickly run through the specs. We have a camera delay with the audio, don't we? Yep, they're out of sync. Hold on. I will have to fix that. But if you're looking from the thumbnail, this is a ASUS STRIX theme build. I got the ASUS STRIX board, ASUS STRIX card, so that's why it's an ASUS build today. It's a B350 STRIX gaming full ATX board with a Ryzen 5 5500 BIOS has been updated. And this was actually the system I've been using to test the RTX 3050. So initially I had a Ryzen 5 1600 on this system. And it's since been updated to Ryzen 5 5500, so first gen to fifth gen, not counting the weird skips in between that AMD has done. But yeah, so I've got this all benchmarked with RTX 3050. I'm gonna hold on to 3050 for now. I'm putting a 1660 Super, another ASUS card in here. So this is kind of just a ASUS themed. Figured I'd keep the brand together on this one. And that's going in the AZZA Celesta 340. AZZA case brand is a case brand I've not heard of, not familiar with, but this seemed to be a decent case, and I'm going to take it apart and kind of do a quick review on it while I'm streaming today. So yeah, we're going to do that after I get the camera in sync. Of course, we're going to have a 512 gigabyte NVMe. The Fans Yang, I've used this one before. It's got a 3-year warranty. It's higher rated speeds than some others. Same power supply as the last one, Marble Bronze, 550 watt, good efficiency on the 12 volt rails. And we got some ARGB fans with remote control. Oh, and I've custom painted the shroud for the stock cooler, and we have 16 gigabytes of 3200 speed rip jaws. So we're going kind of a black and gray theme on this one. No custom cables or anything, but just some RGB inside to pretty it up. So let me get this camera synced up so it's not like, you know, figure out what's going on there. Nope. Okay, that fixed it. All right, cool. We got it fixed. Okay, so I'm going to go through the parts again. So our platform today is the AM4 platform on the STRIX B350F Gaming. Got some RGB accents, lots of fan headers. It's a really solid B350 board. can pick this up, I think, on a good used deal. Figured, hey, why not? This was around the time, I think the 5500 was brand new. So I figured I'd pair it with this. You could pick up a board for cheap, a good CPU for cheap at the time. I mean, prices have changed a lot since then. But yeah, pair it with 30 or 16 gigs of decent speed memory to really max out that 5500. Lots of expansion, really good I/O on the back. So we're going to run that. We are also going to pair that with a GTX. I know it's weird saying GTX now. This is a 1660 Super. It's a more, it's a pretty generic model. It's got some RGB, another ASUS card. So I think that'll pair nicely. It'll look really good, fit the whole black and gray theme we got going on. Have the Fanjang NVME. It's a PCIe 3 NVMe. I can't remember what the rated speeds are on this one, but it was higher rated than a lot of the more budget ones around this price point, so I went with this one. Again, same PSU as the last build. It's the Marble Bronze 550 watt bronze with 540 watts to the 12 volt rails, so decent unit there to deliver all the power we need, especially for this system that's probably not even going to draw more than like 350 watts at most, I'd say. Under load, some ARGB fans. I think these are the Vetru. I think I got one of their CPU coolers on a good deal a while back. And all of that will be going inside of the, got my sticker of course, and the ASUS shield for the back. I like the little black one. This just comes with a nice one. And I've custom spray painted this gray to kind of like match the theme. Color on the board, got some spray paint, took the shroud off. You can remove this and just pop it off. I've talked about that before. Yeah, so that's the components. I'm going to actually move these over here, and I'm going to open this case up really quick and go through what I think of it. Oh, so this is the AZZA Celesta 340. It's a full ATX tower. More compact. It's only let's see. Quick math. It's less than, it's like 15 and a half this way. So 15 and a half inches this way. So inside you got about, I mean, this is a fairly small card and it fills it out pretty good. So anything more like, just pull a triple slot from over here really quick. Getting something like this in here is going to really, like, this is an old Sapphire R9, this is R9 Fury with 4 gigabytes of HBM2. But yeah, that would be really your limit. It's a standard triple fan. It's a little switch on there. So we are going to go ahead and open this thing up. It's a tempered glass side panel. Comes with, like, I think this is RGB. It's got a mesh intake and like a pattern here. So like there's holes cut out and it's mesh. So the light comes through this. It's already got some RGB or addressable RGB built into the case. I'm going to pair that with 3 more RGB fans in the front. Keep our exhaust probably black because why not? And let's open it up. So thumb screws for the side panel, even though it's glass, you only have the thumb screws here. I kind of like these. It's more traditional. So if you lose those screws, you can get some replacements a lot easier. Okay. Don't want to come off on the bottom. There we go. Good thick glass, you know, inside and out. I'm going to go ahead and take that inside film off because we're not going to need that once we get in here. Lean that up against the wall. I'll put this back in here for now. So yeah, it's an empty case. Very generic, but prefer that. It's easy to work with, gets the job done. It's a little flimsy, but again, this case I think was around 60, 70 bucks, so it's affordable. And it's got the white mesh to let the RGB kind of illuminate and reflect through the front panel here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the front panel off. Look at our top I/O really quick. We got a reset switch, power switch, and an LED switch. So there's a separate LED switch. Normally you have a header to the reset, but USB 3, 2 USB 2, and we'll go ahead and get the back panel off as well. So I guess from now on these videos, I'm kind of going to review the case and stuff as I do a build in them, kind of just live on the spot, you know, what my first impressions are, and you can see me working in it to know if it's half decent or not. I'll figure it out normally with whatever case I got, but this seems decent so far. It looks like there's a spot beveled out for, like, if they have a more high-end model that uses the same frame, there's a spot beveled out here that might have room for you know what I'm saying, a vertical GPU mount. I don't know, they didn't do that in this one clearly. And look, we don't have Molex on these fans, so these are actually regular 3-pin fans. I wish they would have routed the fan header to run up this way, like at the top of the case. I don't have to run it that way anyways, but let me just do that now. The back, taking a look at the back really quick. We got all our Mesa cords, two SSD expansion slots, little expansion mounts there, that quick little HDD SSD bay, drive bay, with another mount on top. This whole thing I think is removable here, so this can be taken out and you can put another SSD on top. So really you can have, if your board has 2 slots or 3 slots, you can have 6 SSDs and a hard drive in here if you wanted to. But you know, I think that's a little overkill. But cool. So I'm just going to do with a 500 gigabyte NVMe boot today. Of course, as always, you get your little QR code. They got a little user manual on the business card in here, which I like that. That's good. Keeps packaging down. Doesn't come with a stupid CD-ROM. An extra PCI, 2 extra PCIe brackets for when you pop those out. That's good to see. Probably won't need them, but you know, screw pack, and all of our cables we're gonna have to manage at some point. Might not be today because again my time is limited, but I will get it all wired up and running. That's for sure. So SATA power, no Molex again. They went no Molex in this build, which is phenomenal to see. Let's see. We got. Oh, this is actually good to have. This is really decent. So our little ARGB thing that runs to, I guess, the strip in here that eliminates that white mesh panel. Got all of our headers. So lots of them. We got the full shebang of power reset, power LED, and HDD LED. We got 3.0, 2.0 HD audio, and we have our ARGB header that also has a daisy chain capability here. So you can, and it has a little rubber one. This what actually sticks there, so it doesn't. Thank you, AZZA. Never built with your products before, but this is decent. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to change the title of this because it's a decent case. See if they can, what they'll do. So yeah, you can daisy chain your ARGB, so you can plug that to the next one to the next one. We won't need that because we are going to be using these. This is my last pack. I bought a bunch of these Vetro ARGB with the fan hub for remote control because I don't like software if I can avoid it, because certain games will flag for anti-cheat and stuff whenever you have RGB software, since it modifies and plays around with your hardware. So one quick thing before the stream gets started. I'm the Rockness Monster. I also have website for rockspcs.com. That's me. I'm Rock. I'm also the Rockness Monster. That's my online persona. But yeah, at 1,000 subs, when I reach there on YouTube here, I'll be doing a PC giveaway of something around this caliber. Last time I did an Intel build, which is actually over there. I finished that up, got that all working, looking really good. That's all. I think that's on my Twitter and also on. So just follow me Twitter, all that stuff. I'll have a what's it called? A Gleam giveaway link thing. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll get an entry. Follow me on YouTube, get an entry. Follow me on Twitch, you get an entry. That stuff, and you click and click on it, visit the website. It should give it. So you get 4 entries, something like 4 entries per giveaway. So you get 1,000 people, that could be up to 4,000 entries. So yeah, if you're interested in getting a computer shipped to you in the United States, I don't know about international yet. Something like this is what I'm looking at. As far as a giveaway, I'll test it, do a video on it, and make sure everything's working, validated before I ship it out. But with that out of the way, that announcement, I'm going to announce it probably every time until I reach 1,000, and then after that, I'll be doing giveaways more frequently, since I will be able to afford to, because I'll be getting paid at 1,000 subs, so that would be phenomenal. All right, let's flip it around, and let's get started. I hear something rattling in here, though. I don't know what that is. That might just be, that's just the cords. No, it's not. There's something in here rattling. I don't know where that would be. Oh. Where is that? There's like a loose screw already in here or something. I have no idea. That would drive me insane. Let me go ahead and take the front panel off. It could be in there somehow. I don't see it here anywhere. Didn't see it inside there. So let me take a look at the front panel. Heard it again. Ugh. Are we stuck? No. Okay, that's an interesting way to do it. So it's magnetic, I believe, but they have screws in here just to really secure it in. And then it's just a LED strip, and that's feeding out, and it's just some hot glue marks. So this has kind of been, this is on the more budget side, but you know, most end users are not going to be seeing any of this. So a little bit of ventilation here, not as much. And then there's mesh, so it's got 2 layers to collect dust. You won't get dust in the system. How that affects airflow, we'll see, but it shouldn't be too bad. I'm going to install 3 fans here, so go ahead and get that out. That's not bad. I see how they've done it. They've definitely done it their own way, but I guess really getting that secured is not a bad thing. Okay, cool. So the white will reflect the RGB. Cheap, cost-effective method to do that. So let's go ahead and get the fans started to install. And I've already gone ahead and put the RAM and the CPU and stuff there, so that can be avoided having to watch all that mess. So get the hub out. It'll be one of the last things we mess with. But I'm going to get the fans in here first. I've used these fans before. I like these. The colors look really good, and it's got 4-pin, and then you can also daisy chain these. We won't need to do that because we have plenty of room on the fan hub. I think it takes. Let's just look at this. I think I picked these up for a really good price. 3 packs. That's the remote. And I have one right here already, so let's move that. I don't like plastic, but so you can take. It's got room for 6 fans, 4 ARGB spots, and then 2 more. So it's 6 total ARGB and 6 fans. So not bad for, I think, like $30 for 3 fans and that hub and remote control. I like that. My trash box. All right, let's go ahead and start installing one time here. That's old. Where did I put the? Okay, screw is still in the bottom. Need to do that. Plenty of spots to route cables through here. I'm probably just going to route it in the top here, or the top one. We'll see how I want to run these. What time are we at? I should be able to finish this up. I might not be able to finish this build completely today, but I'll definitely have it fully. And it probably won't have time to cable manage to do all that, but we'll be all right. I need to twist you around this way. All right, we got this. We need to get our thing here. Been thinking about that LTT screwdriver. I'd like to get one of those, but this one's working great for now. This is a cheap DIY kit I got as a gift from my parents for Christmas. So this is when I just really started getting into building computers a lot, and I've been using this gift like crazy. We will drop this. So let's just measure that out really quick. Bam, another one there, for another one. I'm gonna go ahead and get all the fans out. For all 3 of these. Should. Will. Definitely. Whoops. Come on, get through it. I feel like I smell rubbing alcohol, which is not surprising, but it shouldn't be that pungent right now on my nose. You know? I like the smell of pungent rubbing alcohol. Wake up your sinuses. Get through there. It's a tight little fit. These cables definitely aren't going to come back out that easy. You around. There we go. So we'll have room for this one here. Go ahead and punch a screw in that too to lock that one in. Then we'll get the third one down low. Should be good. And this does take, this looks like it can support 3 140 mils too. So that's not bad at all. this one. Slide that up. Slide this down just a hair. And let's put the other one in. Super speed on this one. Lots of little cables to have to manage later, but right now it's gonna get it working. Cable management can always come later, you know. I'll do that when I'm testing and everything, just to leave the panels off, so everything I know is working 100%. I'm running a more extensive test than just cutting on and see if the lights come on. But that's our first thing. I know this board works. I've tested it thoroughly with the RTX 3050. So I don't have any reason to believe it wouldn't work with this card, because I know this card's also working. But you never know. Better safe than sorry, right? And those are about centered. So we will get that locked in. I don't know if people have been keeping up with the tech news recently, but to date this video, other than the actual date, is the RTX 4090s are burning up like crazy. Seems to be faulty soldering, which is not good, you know. So the whole thing with EVGA leaving partnership with Nvidia, so no more EVGA cards. It's a real seems like they were onto something when they left, you know. And it's a shame, because the 4090's actually decent. I mean, it's expensive, don't get me wrong, but it's actually a decent. The price performance is not great, but it's still, it's just out of this world performance, you know. So you pay for it. And these issues that are going on with the power connectors are just really, it's really unfortunate. And it's not going to look good on Nvidia when they're already struggling with bad PR and such, you know. Imagine the investors aren't the most pleased in the world right now. But they got to make that money, right? I don't know if it's a complete Nvidia's fault too. It seems to be like a PCI, like the PCI spec folks, the folks that like validate. All that stuff. This was like one Intel wanted to push with them, what Jay and Jay's 2 cents video was saying. So interesting to see that Intel doesn't use the, and Jay brought that up in his video, but that those are in place. Cool. We're good. They spin. So those aren't broken. One thing down. Yes. It's very interesting to see. I'll go ahead and put the front panel back on. Now these are in place. Got the wires that way. It's interesting to see Intel not using the adapter that they were really like, oh, I gotta put this back on, don't I? That's right. They were really pushing for, you know. If they were pushing to use an adapter, you think that they would use it. But no. They're not using it on their own cards, and I mean, our cards don't draw that much, and they're basically non-existent anyways. You think if they're maybe for next gen with Celestial, or not Celestial, but Battle Mage, which Battle Mage is supposed not even making it to the high end anymore, so we'll see about that. Where's that extra screw up? There it is. So they only put 2 in here, so I'm gonna only put 2 back in there, but this will peel up. So I'm gonna put at least in the corners. Somebody's got to clean the dust out of this. I'm sorry, because I extra secured it. Big screws up here. Get 2 of those. One. Ah. Okay, and one more. But it is also October 30th, or not 30th, it's the 29th, March 30th. It's my wife's birthday, and it's also almost Halloween, so happy Halloween, everybody, if you're watching this later. This, all right, that's that back in where it's supposed to be. We're gonna broken plastic there, I hope. I'm excited for this one. And look, there's even a appropriate amount of room for the ARGB header right there next to the SSD spot. So that's, I will make use of that. I think I will put the stickies on there myself. Comes with a sticky pad, but you can put it on at your own leisure. Which I guess is fine. I mean, I guess you could theoretically mount this if there was a place to mount it, you know. It doesn't mount there, but if there was another spot, it could mount without being sticky. But I use the sticky just in case it has to be moved at some point down the road, you know. I'm going to go ahead and install that so I have to cable manage around this down whenever time comes. And again, this is SATA, so we don't need to use our mullets at all in this system. At all. So I try to build my computers pretty much, not future-proof, but as easy to upgrade for whoever gets it from me, like end user, as possible, if I can. I can sync the LEDs for this up to this and run that to here, can't I? I might play around with that. I don't have to do that today. I might not even put the back. I probably won't have time to put the back panel on today. I will. This right. Right there's a good spot. I think you can access the fans on here, ARGB here. Shouldn't conflict with SSD mounts at all, so we should be good on that. So this is our SATA. Two SATAs gonna run here. I'm just planning things out as I'm doing. Just give me a moment. ARGB here. So we can control this completely from the case. We can switch from having it controlled by the front panel to being controlled by the controller whenever I plug this in. So that will be convenient. Worry about this mess later. But so okay, fans are in. I think they'll look good once it's lit up in there. So now let's move to our next step of installing this, because I always forget to do this. So very easy to install on that one. A lot easier than my previous times I've had that go wrong. Make sure we're not going to have to take any PCB brackets out that are off of what we're used to. So this actually is going to sit on here. So we will have to remove one bracket. And let me test something really quick with a different card I have. Hold on. This is a modded 2080 Ti that I'm going to sell to a friend who's upgrading from a 1070 Ti to a 2080 Ti. I want to see if this fits in here. Oh, it does, in fact, but we have clearance issues with the RAM. So hopefully that won't be a problem on his new, whenever I try and go with his case. We'll find out though, won't we? Certainly, that thing is a tight fit. So this card is Okay, once it's installed here, it is 300. Let's see how many millimeters this is. I'm gonna say this is like 340 millimeters. No, it's way under that actually. This card is 300 and looks like 12 or 11 millimeters. So the max on this, if you have fans, if you put fans in the front here, in this case, in the ASUS, you're going to be limited to around 315 millimeters. No more. Like, that's to the shroud. Because I can go straight in with this, and this is actually easy to go in because of how this is cut out. I like that. This little cutout here. As little as this makes a big difference in getting a GPU in and out of a case. And since this is like pushed in, makes it a lot easier too. I like this. This makes it so easy. Just right down in there. Yeah, cannot fit this in here because of this crazy back heatsink. But any other card really that's not aftermarket solution should be fine. Don't see anything in here for water cooling, but that's, I mean, don't really expect that on this type of case. So, okay, we tuck these back here. And we'll get going. I don't think I'm forgetting anything other than the M.2, and I know I got to do that. Always have your magnetic tip on hand. It's already pre-installed for ATX boards, just not the far out or edge, which it is what it is. I could install some standoffs, but again, a little pressed for time today, so we will not do that. There's a lot of clearance at the top for cable management too, to get your any cables you got to run up top. There's enough room up here for a very thick radiator. If you want to do some liquid cooling in this, there's room for, looks like a 280 mil rad. Let me go double check that actually and go grab a 240 off the shelf behind me here. Just one second, let me get this screw in. And then we will install the NVMe. Let me zoom this because this is too far out, I think. Okay, we're good. That's good. That looks good. Okay, cool. Now everything's where it's supposed to be. 240, 240, 240. Here's a dusty old 240 millimeter radiator I got. Oh yeah, Plint doesn't so easily fit a 280 because look at that. I mean, I got this much wiggle room here for a 240 mil, and you can have a rear exhaust, or you can flip it this way. Probably the correct way to do it in this build. And have your 3 intakes. You can have 3 intake, 3 outtake. You could even probably fit. That would be pushing it. But let's see. You could, I'm not saying it's a good idea, but you could fit a 280 here with one, so you'd have 3 intake 140s. So 1 140, 2 140, 3 140, with 2 exhaust 140s for the radiator, and then your 120 exhaust here. Can't have a 140 here, but for a compact case, I mean, this is a compact ATX case. It's a little tall, but still only, what, like 15, 16 inches out. That's decent. That is quite decent. I'm kind of impressed with this one. ASUS might have to buy some more cases from them. They did have one that had like a pegs on the front where you could put a little headset holder and another thing, and it was like a pegboard style thing. I was like, that's really cool. Like, nobody's done that, and it also helps with airflow. So you can have a pegboard front to hang stuff on and or to decorate it. So yeah, here is there's no info. There's a QR code. Someone wants to scan the QR code and see where that takes him. And this fanzine does come with a tiny little M.2 screwdriver, and I will actually use that now because why not? And it comes with an extra screw too that fits this, and it comes with extra M.2 screw and a screwdriver, which is why I love this little thing, even though it's Chinese off-brand. The fact it comes with this, look at that. Here's my hand for scale. I have a big hand, but that's very funny, very cute. Is it magnetic though? No magnetism, unfortunate. But hey, that's if you don't have an M.2 screw, or it got lost, or whatever reason, because sometimes they end up missing because they're tiny. You get an extra one and the screwdriver to do the job with if you don't have one of these, because these are tiny little screws. It is fun to use in a not convenient way, more of a cute, like, oh, this is so awkward kind of way. Black, red and black. And we will. There we go. Now, the fact it's not magnetic can easily lead to it being lost again. You gotta get it started where you want it. Oh no. This is where we fall apart. Come on. It's sitting in the thing. Oh, this is not easy to do with this tiny screwdriver, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm trying to just twist with my finger while it sits there. Okay, be very careful. Ha ha ha. That looks good to me. Need to tighten it down a little more, it's a little loose. Perfect. Thank you, little screwdriver. I'll put you in my little M.2 drawer. Okay, next is the power supply. We won't need Molex for this, so we will. I'll use the 55 here. Yeah, this is the marble bronze. I used this in my last build. It's an Intermax. I got these on sale, I think, for Prime Day. Back when Amazon was doing that. It's a semi-modular unit, so you have your essential cables like your 24-pin and your 4+4 EPS connector for your CPU power, which you'll need on any system that you're running. So the semi-modular design I appreciate personally, because you're going to use these anyways, unless it's some weird use case where you're having 2 power supplies in one system, and with that, you're not going to be buying on the budget end anyways. So, got all of our cables, Got our manual, more screws. Can't get too screwed up, you know. Marble bronze, got a user manual. That can go in the trash. Well, I'll leave it here for whoever purchases the system to keep with them. So actually, I'm not going to need that many cables out of this thing today. I'm just going to need I'll go ahead and hook up the SATA. Well, I have to have the SATA. So we'll have, okay, that's Molex SATA. Molex again, view. Here is just a pure, here's our GPU connector, so we're going to need that. These go back in here. This will set off to the side. GPU. And actually, all of these are hybrid SATA and Molex cables. So, we will technically have Molex in here, even though we don't need it. And I'll just, is there one that has more SATA than the other? They all have two with one Molex on the end. Which honestly is not a, no, this has two Molex. We don't want this one. Go better with this one. What's this one? Two SATA with one Molex. This is two SATA with two Molex. This is two SATA with one Molex and one of these power things. I can't remember what these are even called. So we'll use the one that has just the one Molex on the end. Today, power supply back in there, keep the bag out, throw this away. Biggest fan. Who's my biggest fan? Mitchell Mouse. Hello, Mitchell Mouse. Thank you for being my biggest fan on the YouTube. That's when I bring out a giant fan, but I don't have one. I do this in a different case right now, so we're not going to do that. Normally, I would bring out a big fan to show you my biggest fan. How are you doing today, bud? Marble bronze. All right, we will set you next to the box. So let's go ahead and get this power supply in. Again, I've gone over this, I think, before, but it is 540 watts on 12-volt rails. You can see that. So that speaks to it's a decent unit, you know. So let's go ahead, and it's really compact. Like, it's wider than it is long. It's it's pretty small. So it's good for tight builds. Micro ATX stuff would be great for this. It is very limited on its connectors though, so whatever you got, make sure it doesn't use more than 2 8-pins. Okay, so we will go with that one. It's gonna be flipped, so maybe we'll do the hardest one to get to, the hardest one at the bottom right. So let's do this one. We're gonna have to have this one. Put it in. That's good. That locks in there good. Okay, so let's flip it around. There we go. Yeah, this is a decent little build. Not bad at all, not too shabby. Got to get it just rubberized in there so it grips it pretty good. So we will go ahead and good. That corner in tight and snug. There's a lot of room back here to what was I gonna say? A lot of room to tuck cables. this with. Sorry. Whoa, what the heck? I'm gonna have that popping all off on us. What? Why is it twisted like that? There we go, that's it. Okay. So we got all these cables. CPU header right here. We'll just. Well, that's gonna fit. I'm going to run this to a spot on the board itself. We should have a, yep, there's a fan header right there. So that's not a problem. All right, let me go ahead and wire this one up. Very easy to get to here, actually. Now these don't gotta go through as easy though. The actual modular cables. Okay, you gotta just turn them at an angle. Push them. I thought. What's stopping it right now? What's the stupid clip? Okay. Can't brute force that, can you? Might have to put it in at a different angle first. What? Just being a pain in the butt. So I can disconnect these, then put them in. Sideways. That should work. Yeah, that works. So that doesn't, this particular modular cable doesn't fit that way. But it's not a problem. It takes an extra 2 seconds, so I wouldn't consider that a problem. Okay, click that in. Run that way. Cool. CPU's in. Let's go ahead and connect our SATA stuff up. This runs to another fan header, so they're all controlled from the same spot. I'm gonna run this one to from here, the ARGB. I'm gonna disconnect just the ARGB on this. Have a lot of cables in this one. There is this one. Then we got this. Oh, that's another SATA. Then we got this one for our fan power. And now we're going to do our fan lights. So let's pull this around. We'll go from bottom up to make it easier. There's that one in. And this, I like this, geez, well, I like this little block because it uses the standard addressable headers versus their proprietary, some proprietary ones. So you can get any regular connector and this will work with it. But we don't have a lot of time. We're really running out. I got like 5 minutes and I have to go. So let's go ahead and put this up super quick. Cable management might be a little rough. There we go. SATA hookups, quick. Got 2 of those for. Nope. There we are. 2 on this. Organize it later. Once it's working, it's done, right? So system lights up. It's technically completed. There we go. Cool, that's plugged up, that's plugged up. We're gonna have to plug our 24 pin in now. That rounds right here, like so. Hook in like that. We're gonna have to find our spot for our, shoot, I'm about to jump this one off today. I'm really out of time. Oh, it'll be rough, but it'll be okay. We'll make it work. Let me go ahead and flip it. No, I gotta feed the 4 pin. I'm making a phone call. Hello. Okay, yeah, that's good. All right, sounds good. All right, not as rushed anymore. Let's run this through. Start doing a little bit of rough cable managing. Let me go ahead and plug the front in first. Ooh, that's a lot of bouncing. Let's get our 24 pin in. Got our USB 3 to do right here. Very easy, very cool, very swag. That's in. We don't need any of our SATA. We do need, however, a USB 3 and an HD audio. HD audio is good for right here. There we are. Sorry, I can't see that. Just enough clearance for us to get through there. USB here. Run that to the closest one right there. Have our ARGB header on the board so we can sync this to the board. I'm not going to do that now. Let's get our power connector in. Yeah. Power switch. We'll just do the power switch for now. Okay, that's that one. That's the reset switch. There's our power switch. Okay. Now we need to plug into the fan header here. Oh, that's an ARGB header. Do the fan header, please. There it is. Fan header's in. Now we just got to route the GPU through the little GPU slot. That's a good little thing right there to have. Perfect. That's through. Let's go ahead and pop these two PCIe brackets out real quick. Nope, not that one. Bad. No, not that one. But I will pop it out and put a fresh one in. Pop out brackets definitely on the cheaper side, but hey, they gotta come out anyways. So. Okay. not terrible little bracket. Let's go ahead and put a regular screw in one of these, because I don't think it's going to be getting used for anything. It's just an extra slot. Oh. All right, that's in. Now for the GPU. ASUS GTX 1660 Super. Going. Oh, I gotta wipe this off a little bit. Got some thermal paste and pretty junk on it. And for anybody wondering, yeah, I'm repping my Gamers Nexus foil skeletonized shirt today. So, yeah. I'm not here to play. I'm here to play with computers. Big difference. All right, let's take. I have thumb screws. I have an abundance of thumb screws. Let me use the. How long was that? That's way too long. Let's use. Looking at all my screws I got here. That might work. I can put one of those in there and that should lock it in pretty good. Got a little wiggle to it. I don't like that much wiggle on the GPU, to be honest with you. I'll get a regular screw. Oh, it's actually in there now, so. I have to push this thing out from underneath, really. Yeah, thumb screws are not going to work here. Regular screw will be fine. Let's just do that. Oh yeah. Now she's sturdy. So we're gonna bring this up. Like, oh shoot, let's turn that off. I will pivot this and bring this up like so. Okay, and we're good. Clean looking from the front anyways. Yeah, looks good. There's a little mess in the back, that's all right. And we got everything hooked up. Yeah, it's a total mess in the back, but we'll clean that up later. So we got our ARGB 3 in. Got a Molex sticking out. SATA hookup. But the SATAs are hooked up. All our front panel stuff hooked up to power it on. So let's let me zoom out now. Camera. Okay. Did our zooming out. Let's do our. Let me prop it up with something. I don't have anything to prop it up with. Oh, this thing. Oh, how about the power supply box? That'll work right. It is now. So I'll prop it up there, and we'll get a power cable. There should be one right behind. Yes, there is one back here. Perfect. For just such an occasion. All Okay, let's see if it cuts on. 3 SE power. We got RGB in there. Let's see how it looks when it boots up. Oh yeah, that's nice. I like that. That's a decent. It's not over the top RGB, just a little bit of accent, you know. Let's see if it boots. We are hitting. We got the green light, so we're in BIOS right now, and it's running. So let me get it. Let me see if the RGB is going to work here. Not all of it's synced right now. That's okay, because what we can do is we can hold, I think, on this. There we go. Now we're in sync. Not in sync with the motherboard yet, but I can set that up. So we can do green, we can do red, we can do blue, and we can do all the different modes we got. Oh yeah, that's not bad. I cut the speed up on that. Oh yeah, that looks good. Brightness up. You can cut the fan speed down, yeah. It is plugged into a fan header right now, so that's probably controlling it. Okay. What other colors we got? Yeah, we're going through it. It's booted into BIOS. We're good. We got another fan up here too, but it's not really doing anything. I'm gonna go to auto, and that's just your RGB. Sweet. All right, let me move this, and I can look at the inside as it's lit up here running. Oh, panel move. Okay. Yeah. There it is. Oh, angle it a little bit more. There it is. So yeah, that's it. See the green light? We're in BIOS right there, that little green light. So that's the custom stock cooler for the Ryzen 5 5500 GTX 1660 Super, 16 gigabytes 3200 CL16 GSkill RAM, 512 gigabyte NVMe, 550 watt power supply, in the AZZA Celesta 340. I mean, I did this in right at an hour, so it's a pretty good build. I'm looking forward to seeing how it runs. You know, I think 1660 Super and the 5500 are good pairing. You can upgrade a little. You have a little upgrade room, something around like 5700 or 5700 XT, 3060. You know, and that'll really cap out that CPU there. So, video is being edited now. That should be out sometime this week. Comparing the Ryzen 5 this CPU against the Ryzen 5 1600 and see how much that 1600 bottlenecks even something like an RTX 3050, which really is not much faster than a 1070 Ti. You do get RTX support, but it's really not that fast of a GPU, and the results are pretty interesting coming from a first gen to a 5th gen chip. As far as if it's worth upgrading your GPU, your CPU, or both. That's kind of the purpose of that video, and I'll explain that more once I get to it. And then after that, I might have a good video idea as far as explaining what a bottleneck is, and like really going into the details of what in your system is the bottleneck and trying to explain that so everybody can better understand when somebody means, oh, your system's bottlenecked. Well, how's it bottlenecked? You know, what's bottlenecking? Your CPU's your bottleneck, your GPU's your bottleneck. Well, it can be both. It can be neither. It's a lot of different use cases for it, but we're gonna try and find. Yeah, lights are good in this, but I'll kind of explain that in detail in that video, and yeah. This has been the Rottenness Monster. Thanks for hanging out for the stream. I'm gonna get this system all hooked up, and yeah, see you in the next video this week. Don't forget, subscribe for the giveaway. 1K subs.